Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sajid Khan, and today we are starting F5 101 exam session 7. In this session, we will discuss about functionality of HTTP. We will discuss about different HTTP versions, what are the status codes of HTTP, what are the different methods of HTTP like get, post, delete, and we will discuss about different HTTP headers. And finally, we will discuss about HTTP persistent and cookies. So before starting HTTP, I would like to discuss about www. So let's discuss what is www. www stands for World Wide Web, which was developed by Sir Tim Berners in 1989. The World Wide Web is a collection of web pages, text pages, digital images, audios, and videos, which you can access from any part of the world. So you will find different definitions. So I have explained you a simple definition of World Wide Web. So let's discuss about HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Let's suppose you would like to take an appointment of a doctor. There is a protocol on how you would approach to a doctor to take an appointment. Similarly, if the web browser would like to communicate with the web server or a website, he need to use HTTP protocol. Like in this diagram, you can see that the client is sending a GET request, which is called HTTP request. Client is requesting, please give me the document called index.html. The server will give a response on the client request. Okay, here it is. It's a HTML format and it is XYZ characters long. Let's discuss about HTTP protocol features. HTTP is a client server protocol in which client sends a request to the server and server will respond against that request. So let's suppose if we are using any browser like Google Chrome, Mozilla, so this browser will act as a client. And if we would like to access any website, web pages like youtube.com or LinkedIn, so this will be acting as a web server. So in our case, the client will initiate the request and the server will give a response against that request. So you can see that in this communication, client and server is involved. So that's why HTTP is a client server protocol. HTTP is a stateless protocol. What does it mean? It means that each HTTP request is independent of the request because the server does not keep the track of a client request. Like let's suppose if you would like to access abc.com slash index.html and after a while you need to retrieve that page again. So both requests will be independent to each other. But there are some certain cases like if you talk about amazon.com or any e-commerce website. So they are using some techniques like cookie plus session to keep the records of the request. So let's suppose if you are purchasing in a amazon.com and you have added some x, y, z item, and if you will, if you, by mistake, if you close the window and if you will come again, the items will remain in your cart because why? It's maintain the sessions using cookie or session IDs. We will discuss in detail in our next session. HTTP is an application layer protocol And also HTTP uses a transport layer protocol. So how it works? Let's discuss with this diagram. In step 1, the browser will extract the host name from the URL, and in second step the DNS will resolve the host name to the IP address, and in the third step the browser will extract the port number from the URL. So once it gets the IP address and port number, so in the next step it will establish a TCP connection with the IP address and the port number. So once the TCP is established between client and server, then the client will initiate a GET request to the server, and server will respond against that HTTP request. And finally, once it get the response, session will be closed, and you can see that after a step F you will get the page. So this is how HTTP works, and HTTP uses a TCP, the transport protocol. I hope it understands. There are some different HTTP methods, like when client sends a request to a web server, it will perform some certain actions like get, post, delete. These are the actions that the client performs from the browser side. So let's discuss what is get and what is put. Get simple. If you need an item to read, you will send a request of get. If you would like to update any existing item, like if you open Amazon website and if you like to modify the item, a cart window, so you will use put. And simply delete means delete. To delete an item, we will use delete. And post, if you would like to add an image in a blog, or if you would like to post any text in a blog, so you will use a post. So let's discuss about HTTP headers. HTTP header is the core part of HTTP protocol. It gives some additional information to request and response messages. So let's discuss about what kind of additional information the client send in a HTTP request, or what kind of additional information the server send in a response messages. When a client send a request to a server, so with the help of HTTP header, the client will tell the server that I am using XYZ type of encoding, my supported languages is English, or my accept files is HTML or text file or doc file. So this type of additional information he can share with the help of HTTP header. So let's discuss some general HTTP headers. There are some general HTTP request header, and similarly there are some general response headers. So I have mentioned some general purpose header. Let's suppose you are trying to access example.com. So in a HTTP header, the client using a browser, so it will send the host header. This host header will share the host name to the server. Similarly, the client will give the user and user agent information, and user agent information related to the browser details, what type of browser the client is using. And similarly, it will send the accept header. Accept header information contains like what type of files or what type of coding the client will support. And here at the end of the accept header, you can see that q is equals to 0.9, and similarly q is equals to 0.8, and here there is no q value. So the q value is related to application XML. Q value is 0.9, and q value 0.8 is belongs to wildcard. Let's discuss what does it mean. In a accept header, the client can give preference to some files and some applications. Like here, the q, if there is no q value, it's mean the default value is 1. So what does it mean? The client will give preference to these files. And if this file does not find, the client will give preference to this. So the client is requesting with preference that I will accept text slash HTML, I will accept application slash XHTML, and so on. Similarly, the client can share the accept language in which it mention US English and again the Q value. Similarly, the client will share the accept encoding, that what kind of encoding the client is supports. Like here, the client supports gzip, deflat, and so on. And if modified, since. So this header is used when a client reinitiate the request, so the client can get the request from the cache, right? So once the client send the request, and it will once, and if it is contains if modified though, so the client and the server both will compare the if modified since header. So if the result is same, then the server will give the response 304. 304 means not modified. Similarly, server will send the response header to the client. So it will give the date information, and the date information will be related to the response generated time and what is the content length. And it will also share the content length. The length of the response content means the body length body. And similarly, the client will share the content type, like what kind of content file type he's sharing with the client in the response page. And similarly, the content encoding same as the request header. And in last, I have mentioned connection close. So this is related to like keep alive. So we will discuss this when I will explain you the connection keep alive. So let's discuss about HTTP status codes. So when you are sending a request, so with the help of status code, we can identify whether the request is fulfilled or not. So there are some certain HTTP status code in which we can get some information. So there are different ranges of HTTP codes. So let's discuss about some different general status code like 200. If you get a 200 code, it's mean okay, the result is successful and the request is fulfilled. Also, if you get the 401 code, so the 401 code means a client-side error. If you get a 400 series error, it's mean the client-side error. And if you get specific 401, it's been unauthorized. So it is related to the username and password. Similarly, if you get 404, it's been not found. The server cannot find a resource for the requested URL. So let me show you some headers. So there is some built-in features for the troubleshooting purpose and to check the HTTP headers. So just open a Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, go to network and then www.google.com. You can see that there are some request header and some response header. I just want to show you that how it will look like. You can see that request URL status code is 200. It's been the result is successful. Similarly, the request method is get, and if you see the response code, you will see the different value. Cache control is private. It's mean no cache is allowed. Content encoding, the response content encoding is BR. The content length, it's mean the length of the body is 63083. And similarly the content type and data. So there are some many others headers. So if you need more additional information regarding header, so you can go in this site and you can read about different kind of headers. So let's discuss about HTTP persistent connection. In this diagram you can see that this is a TCP three-way handshaking is happening. and after three-way handshaking, the client is sending a request, and then the client will get a response. And after the request and response, the client reinitiate the three-way handshaking TCP session. So after each request and response, client need to reestablish the TCP connection. So as per the performance point of view, it is not efficient way. In HTTP 1.1, they have introduced connection keep alive header. So with the help of this header, client and server doesn't need to initiate the TCP three-way handshaking again and again after the request and response. So client and server can reuse the single TCP three-way handshaking session. Let's discuss our final topic for today's session. What is cookie? In every day we are accessing social networking website like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or some e-commerce website. And whenever we are trying to access the website, we don't need to enter the username and password again and again. Have we ever think that why it is happening? This is just happening because of cookies. So what is cookie? Cookie is a small amount of data generated by a website and saved by our web browser. So let's discuss how it is happening. So let's suppose this is a client and he is accessing the amazon.com to purchase this Harry Potter book. When the client will access for the first time, the web browser will send a cookie value, and that cookie value can contain many information like username and password for this particular website, or the details about the shopping cart. It can contain many things. So the user, when the user will access the website again after a while, he will able to see that he has added some item in his cart. This is just because of happening due to cookie. Even the HTTP protocol is stateless, but with the help of cookie, it maintains the sessions of the client. And there are other many use cases like, you know, for the marketing purposes like Facebook or social networking, they are using the HTTP cookie. Like let's suppose if you will purchase some item and the very next day you will see some advertisement regarding the same item in the Facebook. This is all things happening because of the cookie. So let me show you how cookie looks like. So in this header, you can see that the cookie is a text string value. So it will be look like this. So I just shown you as an example. So in this is a cookie value. So I hope guys you like my videos. So kindly do subscribe my channel if you need further updates. Thank you so much. Take care.